Battlefield 1 so far looks absolutely amazing, and it honestly caught me by surprise. Over this week I watched the entire squad event a couple of times, paying close attention to all the new and improved mechanics, while in between trying to skip all the Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg and other celebrity moments. I kinda wish they focused more on the gameplay itself. But after watching the multiplayer event, there's quite a lot of changes I want to talk about. I'm going to dedicate another video on what I disliked, but firstly I want to talk about what I liked. The most obvious one here to start with is the improved destruction, as we can see from the footage here. Loved how it worked in Bad Company 2 and have missed it ever since, and it seems like Battlefield 1 is almost at the same level with all the micro destruction from what I could observe from the gameplay. Next is all the brand new animations, from climbing over a wall, I believe it's called the High Vault, to the spawn swoop down effects from the deploy screen, to the big change mounted weapon and vehicle entry animations, which has been requested by players for almost seems like a decade, to be honest. I remember all the way back to Battlefield 1942 days, people wanted these improvements, so it's a pretty big deal we finally have it. And it caught me by surprise just how smooth and immersive they look. Hopefully it remains like that. Though I noticed they only seem to be for entry and not while exiting the vehicle, which is a shame, but there are two sides to this. As within the tank on low health with only a few seconds before it blows up, exiting the vehicle needs to be as quick as possible and could be rather frustrating if you're tied down by an exit animation, which I can understand. On the other hand though, some say the exit animation should be part of the trade-off from being inside of an armoured vehicle. For me, I honestly don't mind it either way, but remember it's pre-alpha build of the game. Next up is dynamic weather. The idea that weather can totally change and be different per game is amazing, and from what we saw from the gameplay it worked out rather well. I especially like the heavy fog sweeping in. The amount of tactical strategies that it opens up to players really does excite me, and will reward players to take advantage of these weather effects. Another big change is the opt-in revive mechanic. If you die, you actually need to request a medic, and as you can see here, it tells you the nearest medic player. In this case, it's 10 meters, which is such a huge improvement instead of being automatically placed in the revive state like what we've seen in previous Battlefield games. No more instantly dying after a revive because someone on your team decided to 20-point revive you. If there's enemy players close by, it's your responsibility if you want to risk being revived or not. I want to point out as well, it seems like there's no revive charging per se, but the syringe has a quick animation, and reviving a teammate with a quick tap brings him back to full HP, so pretty much how it works in Battlefield 3 for those that remember. Let's talk about 3D and passive spotting. This one was kind of hard to tell, and it looks like passive spotting is completely gone. And the only way I saw the enemy player show up on the minimap is from the opposing player needing to actively spot him. So even though 3D spotting itself is still here, there's less chance of you showing up on the minimap and the opposing player to see that giant circle above your head. Let's talk about this new circle shape that's replaced the familiar Dorito. At first I wondered why is it so big, but it looks like the circle also represents the health bar of the enemy player. So as you can see here, the health bar going down as he takes damage. I know it's kind of hard to tell, please excuse the quality. This is footage from YouTube and not from a raw capture. Next up we have a change I really do like, and it's something you may have missed. The point rewards for killing and damaging enemy players has changed. It seems like every point of damage you inflict against the enemy player gives you 1 point and is instantly rewarded to you. Killing an enemy player will reward you with 20 points, and assist kills seems to be around 10 points. I'm not 100% sure on that though. This change is actually really awesome for a number of reasons. Firstly, the points you are awarded with is a good indication of how much damage you inflict on the target. This also will favour and reward the player that does the most damage to the target and not necessarily the player that gets the last kill shot. On top of that, it looks like Battlefield 4's assist counter kill system is back, so overall the point system is much better structured than in previous Battlefield games. Also, I want to quickly mention the damage to air vehicles with small arms fire is back, which is something I miss and did like about Battlefield Hardline. And remember how the marksman bonus for snipers was removed in Battlefield 4's CTE program? Well, we can see here it's back. In this case, the player was awarded a bonus 152 points for the distance, so I'm sure that's going to make a lot of players here happy. And finally, the best thing about the Battlefield 1 multiplayer squad event has to be Snoop Dogg's amazing gameplay. If we just quickly take a closer look here, watch how he tactically moves back and forth multiple times, a good way to evade attacks from all the oncoming enemy players. Seems to be rather confused by his surroundings as well as he kind of walks into the wall. Really amazing stuff. But seriously though, there's a few other bits and pieces I noticed. It looks like we have the old Battlefield 4 running animation making a return. That's the one we had on release where your soldier gradually brings his weapon closer to his chest as he accelerates. Also glad to see the 500 point reward for capturing a flag in Conquest, which was brought in with the Battlefield 4 CTE program. The minimap extending outwards is making a return instead of going full screen. I'm actually pretty happy with this, as you can still see what's in front of you while taking a look at the map. So overall, my impressions of Battlefield 1 is I really do like what I see, and I can't wait for the beta. But there are a few points to the game I dislike, and we'll cover that in another video. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure to let me know your thoughts about the game. What do you think about the gameplay you've seen so far? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.